Lancake is one of my favorite past Fakemon. In fact, I love it so much, I just got 10 Pokemon fan artists to give me regional variants of it, each based on different Pancake variants from around the world. Some even did it and its evolution Landream, or even an entirely new evolution, and I'm just super excited to show you. But first, I'll summarize our original Lancake from our video asking the question, what if Alola had fossil Pokemon? Commissioned from the ever-skillful Virgil office, Lancake is fitting because Alola has its own association with Pancakes, and said Pancakes enabling psychic ability in Pikachu, hence Alolan Raichu, and also hence Lancake's own evolution, Landream, relating to the Aboriginal Australian Dreamtime deities. At their core, though, they are based on Dickinsonia, made of ground, hence Landcake. Dickinsonia? I hardly know so. Dickinsonia are the earliest known animal. Yeah, the first animal was pancake-shaped, and somehow that makes perfect sense. Being fossil Pokemon, it's gotta be part rock type, so they are rock ground, though they are able to learn many psychic moves. One detail I love is that Lancake uses its favorite smooth stone as a pillow, and while traveling it stores it on its back, and it looks like a pad of butter. Of course, though, it is the classic flapjack, the default pancake, if you will. At least from an American perspective, which is fitting of Alola. But now, let's say these fossil Pokemon acclimated to modern times and have readjusted their biology as they spread around the world. No longer are they bound to the rock type. Instead, they take on many new forms based on the energy of the areas they now find themselves in. So, I found more than 20 Pancake variants from around the world and randomized which artist gets what. And I think we should start here with Venezuelan cachapas, stuffed corn pancakes. Also, I'm gonna mispronounce things. Sorry. Using fresh corn, not cornmeal, the corn batter is fried and filled with a copious amount of sweet, soft cheese and folded in half for a sweet and salty flavor explosion with a bit of a kick, as they often have a spicy element as well, and there is no way that much cheese stays in there. Hence, this Lancake variant by Wide Boy. The folded in half body is like lips, and the melty cheese is like a giant tongue. That is so fun. And I love how he rests on it. It looks so soft and lovely. This Lancake is mono ground type, but learns a few fire type moves. Those red spots are smatterings of hot liquid, keeping the liquid cheese-like tongue in the area melted and malleable. But aside from cheese and chili peppers, more refined cachapas are also traditionally filled with pulled pork and black beans. Hence, this all-new ground fire-type evolution, Lanch. The name includes land for land like Lancake, but it also launches itself at its prey to latch onto them with its black bean teeth and have them for lunch. Lancha loves lunch, and also it's a cachapas. Lancha, a twist on the design I could not have possibly anticipated. I love what Wide Boy has done here. And all that spicy, hot, melty cheese from before is wholly molten and a topping now. So imagine a bear trap, which lures you in by smelling delicious, and then it can launch itself at you from several yards away. And also, it's like 1,000 degrees in parts. Big no bueno energy. Next up, we get the North American Carnival Sprinkle Ice Cream Candy Berries Whipped Cream Dyed and Colorful Birthday Cake Pancake. These sugar overloads often come in fun animal or clown shapes and faces too. And seeing as many sweet food-related Pokemon are fairy type, that's exactly what happens here. Matt4265 has given us this beautiful fairy type specimen. You could even justify fairy psychic type, give it some Mime Jr. relations. I love the detail of the extra sprinkles. These silly Lancake love bright colors, people, and attention, so they often seek out and show up at fun gatherings like state fairs and birthday parties. Every birthday party is made better with the addition of pancakes and clowns. It evolves into a horizontal Landream, now with 3 whole scoops of sugary pink-dyed whipped topping and berries. If a large party at a beach draws their attention, they are known to fight with their beach-dwelling rival, Palossand, who sometimes mistakes them for one of its kind with a red algae infection. But nope, it's this lovely thing. A scary enough clown that even the ghost-type Palossand can get nightmares. And now we're off to Oregon. That's where I live. Oh, right! So, by this point, I've put tens of thousands of dollars into commissioning art, mostly of Fakemon for this channel, and I'd like to not stop anytime soon, and so, we've got this Lancake pin on sale right now over at my merch store, Gnoggin.net, where we also have stickers, shirts, and plushies of my other favorite mon, Snuggooey. Everything is on sale right now too, and all purchases go directly into funding videos like this one. Check it out at the link below, it is much appreciated. Now we're off to Southeast Asia and Indonesia, where we find the Serabi, or Serabi, small green pancakes made of rice flour, coconut cream, shreds, and pandan, extra fragrant leaves that give them their green color and unique taste. Serabi are only cooked on one side, you don't flip them, so the top remains soft, moist, green, and bubbly. And here is our Serabi Lancake from Dark and Windy. Given their color and leafness, it only makes sense to make these the grass ground type variant of Lancake, and its little white beard is like coconut shreds sticking out. Given their more porous backs, these Lancake have developed a symbiotic relationship with algae, giving them their green color and typing. And that's not the only symbiotic relationship they have. Bowbug is another favorite Fakemon of mine from a while back, and Serabi are often topped with a thick golden coconut sauce. And so, this is a new Bowbug variant. It's got the juice. Being bulbous, this Bowbug's legs get tired a lot, so they ride on the flat backs of Lancake. In return, it leaks juices from its body, which Lancake then absorbs. Lancake and its microscopic plant friends love the extra nutrients, and some say that if a Lancake can give rides to more than 1,000 Bowbug, it will then have the energy needed to evolve into a new regional evolution. Barlong, which mixes lawn with barong, the Indonesian mythical creature it's based on. It's a large lion-like thing with at least 2 draperies that the Serabi take the role of on the mon. Barong is the leader of spirits, and Barlong is the leader of pancakes, helping Bowbugs by the dozen traverse the land and sea easily and with haste. Now, I'm not picking winners and losers, but if this were a contest and I were a judge, this would be my winner. So congratulations, Nani Nani! We're heading to Europe and discovering the Dutch baby, aka the German pancake, made to fill a whole skillet and be extra billowy and always curved upwards on the edges to form a lumpy bowl. Dutch babies are often topped with fruit, syrup, and powdered sugar, but they also work great with savory toppings too. And this is the ghost ground type Lancake, and the biggest of the Lancakes. It's topped with the souls it's collected and takes the baby from Dutch baby to heart. Look at this little guy. He's the biggest. He's not that little, but look at him. He's using an extra bit of cake as a binky. Do you think the souls it carries are savory, or are they sweet?
Being stolen and collected, they tend to get pretty salty.
But that's not all. Taking the famous German fairy tale Hansel and Gretel about the 2 children finding a witch's candy house in the woods, eating a bunch of it, and then being cooked themselves by the witch, this Lancake evolves into this Land Dream. Its cake body is now shaped like a haunted gingerbread house in the traditional German architectural style. The weather vane resembling a fletchling is fitting too, as a German region would be right next to Kalos. It whistles an eerie tune that attracts souls lost in the woods and then slurps them up, digesting them in a process similar to cooking in a Dutch oven. But thankfully, the soul is not destroyed, rather, it finally moves on to the next life. Now, from Russia with love, or perhaps disdain, the Eastern European Blini is a smaller, thinner pancake that is most traditionally topped with smetana, sour cream's stronger-tasting cousin, and caviar. Fish eggs, black as the sea they came from. You approach it and think, ooh, a lovely-looking pancake with sweet cream and berries, and you take a bite and nope. These pancakes are sour and salty. Sweet too, yes, but sourer and saltier than most expect. Yep, this is our ground dark type Lancake by Tipsy Raiden. It's an Eastern Europe mafia type, with the mustache resembling the Cyrillic L for Lancake. If it had its way, its name would be spelled like this everywhere. And its eyes, they are like sunglasses. The dark mafia types wear them to try and be intimidating and mysterious. Hence also the black glasses item in Pokémon boosting the user's dark type moves. Quite mysterious, like the mysterious eye the caviar seems to have. And now it mysteriously hovers over the head of Landream like an ominous mind cloud. Bad dreams all around. What a great way to distract his growing list of enemies, which any Mafia lord would have, along with the classic mafioso gold chain necklace and letters stamped on their forehead, in this case the Cyrillic F. The stripes on Landream's back are like the pinstripes on classical gangster suits or the Adidas stripes on modern gangsters in Eastern Europe. Overall, though, it definitely looks like a cartoonishly evil classical lord. Vlad the Impaler vibes. So, do you know the way to Uganda? It's here that we find the Kabalagala or Kabalagala, aka African banana pancakes, which are popular throughout sub-Saharan Africa and are made from cassava flour, sugar, and mashed banana, which is then fried till it's dark and topped with powdered sugar. In this African region, Lancakes themselves remain the same, but have a totally different evolution. This ground normal type Kabalagala Pokemon named Landizi by Sapphire25. Ndizi is Swahili for banana, which its main body resembles, Ugandan bananas especially. Thick. Plus, it makes the name sound like it has dizzy in it, which its patterns are attempting to do. Like giraffes and their spots, or zebra and their stripes, Landizi live in large herds, akin to Kabalagala typically being made in grand and numerous amounts. And all those patterns intersecting in your vision is a bit mind-boggling. It's hard for predators to keep track of them, and I'm sure its latent psychic ability shown by the third eye pattern here helps improve the disorienting effect too. It's like a banana slug dinosaur with a thick pancake on its back, where its baby Lancakes ride. And I love it. Next up is a duo from the one and only True Green 7. His challenge, the ever tried and true Crepe from France. So it's Colossian Lancake time. Be they sweet or savory, one of the defining features of the crepe is just how thin it is, and how ingredients are most often folded in it rather than just placed on top. It almost makes you think of folding steel to make swords, or all of the thin folds of steel to make plate armor in the late Middle Ages. You'd think it'd be thick metal because more armor, but no, most of it's only 2 millimeters thick. That's why plate armor is surprisingly light. So, hon hon wee wee, a steel type variant it is. This is Colossian Lancake, in the shape of a classic folded crepe. I bet its tail can stab ya like a little dagger, or at least give you a very nasty poke. This Lancake has a beautiful face with a gorgeous M-shaped mouth and mustache combo, resembling Ronde French script and how the M's often curled like this. You can thank the French for the popularity of cursive and writing styles like that. And the topping, your classic French pastry cream, of course. No substitutions for the real deal. These Lancakes often pair up with Slurpuff and alchemy. So romantique! And this Lancake evolves into Colossian Landream. Oh, monsieur, your moustache and brows are now the fleur-de-lis of French heraldry. And your entire face and body is shaped like a tabard, the cloth typically worn over armor. And your fancy cuffs and lances, oh, so stylish, mon ami. I didn't think my French accent could get any worse, but of course, your peak is with the cavalier hat on top. These wide-brimmed hats were thin enough to be folded about fashionably, and they were often topped with feathers and other decor. In this case, that tasty cream from before, as well as some green garnishing. No French dish is complete without needless green garnishing, you see. Hon hon. It can even spin its hat on its lance and throw it like a steel frisbee, spinning about like a saw. And by the way, if you don't know, True Green 7 has an amazing series on his channel where he gives multiple Fakemon artists the same prompts, and every single one is a good watch and is actually what inspired me to do this video. Definitely check it out after this, there will be a link. Now we go to Central America with the Papusa. Maize flour pancakes with cheese and lots of meat integrated into their centers. I had an El Salvadorian friend in grade school who introduced them to me, and I have made large batches of them for parties several times since. They are so good! And this Lancake by Poke JJ is just what the doctor ordered. A fighting ground type, filled with all that extra protein. Ugh! Swole! I love how much its arm looks like a chicken wing. It's so roided up and burning with fighting spirit that it practically cooks itself orange. Watch out for its fire punch. And it's topped with a thick salsa roja paste, commonly served alongside Papusa. Same with orange carrot-based salads. It then evolves into this land dream, the red and white being the colors of muscles. Ooh, it's like a big arm muscle flopping about on the floor. And then its tail is like a big muscled tongue even. Ew, I love it. And I love how the torso stripes have reorganized themselves and now resemble chest and ab muscles. Really, this land dream is ready to work out 24/7, even in its dreams. Imagine being punched awake by one, but in your dream. That's what it's gonna do to you. Now we go to China and find the Bing, or spring onion pancake, which may be the furthest we get from a pancake in this video, but it has the right spirit. Filled with cheese and spring onions and made from dough instead of batter, this popular street food is sometimes coated in egg and served with chili sauce. But what sets a good, chewy, and traditional Bing apart from the rest is its iconic, almost swirl-like pattern, which is what inspired this regional variant done by Geodude 1580. It takes the latent psychic abilities they already had and turns them all the way up. It is now ground psychic type, and its swirl that seemingly lets you peer into its innards is all just an illusion. This Lancake floats about thanks to its telekinesis, and its illusory swirl spins to hypnotize those who would deem it tasty.
Oh, you do not want to eat me. Please leave me alone.
Sleep! This Lancake is also so adept at its psychic ability that its stats are raised as if it is evolved already, but it knows you cannot improve perfection, so it stays in this form, hypnotizing all those around it, even its prey. And lastly, Nordic pancakes. Joy! These are Raggmunk, Swedish potato pancakes that are much crispier than your typical pancake, especially around the edges. Traditionally, they are topped with a sweetened berry mash and salted pork belly. So I think it's time for a crispy Lancake by Squip. And here it is. It's so scrungly. And rather than a single yellow butter-shaped rock, it now has a collection of purple pebbles that resemble berries. Is the bacon like dried leaves it happens to like then? This extra crispy Lancake is mono ground type and prefers staying dry at all costs, which gives it a unique ability. Susceptible. If it gets hit with a water type attack, it becomes ground water type. It's soaked. If hit with fire, it becomes ground fire. Its dried leaves on top are highly flammable. Ice and rock type attacks have the same effect too, and they also all change the type of its signature move, Flip Toss, a priority move where the Lancake jumps and flips in the air, launching its type-charged pebbles at the opponent, and then swapping with another Pokemon in your party. It's a stronger flip turn with extra steps, basically. This Lancake, too, does not evolve, choosing instead to up its stats by default as it becomes one with whatever environment it happens to be around. I also like how its crispy top and edges kind of resemble the thatch roofs that were popular in the Nordic days of old and are coming back into style there, making the houses more environmentally friendly and helping them blend in. Neat! So, which of these Pancake Pokemon were your favorites? Have you tried any of the Pancake variants we've talked about? And are you interested in maybe drawing some yourself? Here is a list of some Pancake variants we didn't do. Show me your art over on my Blue Sky account, link below. Check out Gnoggin.net to support us, link below. And thanks so much for watching. Link below.